Back with you guys. Let's go on part number five. So we're on part number four. So now part number five, near-death experiences. So I want to go back to that. I want to come back with this approach on part number five. It's not something I won't be long about it. It just not something I've been studying enough to provide you some really some views about this, but at least to share the common view and the common experiences that people are telling about what they've seen and what they have experienced. Okay, so basically, a near-death experience is someone that is dead for a short period of time. It could be up to several minutes, sometimes even close to an hour, and people have reported this kind of a situation where people got, you know, they flatlined for several for a good period of time, and they've experienced something, and it's quite common. Okay, so now let me share something about it. That would be just an article, not necessarily something I've studied long enough to tell you too much about it, but it will be interesting. Okay, so now what you see, sorry about the commercials and everything. Internet now is so crazy. Every single time, every single website you go, there's always cookies and stuff. Just crazy. Just to gather data and make money out of it. Crazy time, right? So now, what you see is it's a common experience that people are having throughout the world. You know, people are having near-death experience, NDE, OBE, out-of-body experiences. It's about the fact that people experience that shows typically a long tunnel. It reducing fear of death, the feeling that they're gonna see people that they didn't see for a while, and the feeling that they feeling people that they know. Okay, and it's only affecting 4% of the population, as you can see, and up to 18% of cardiac arrest survivors. So people, what they're saying is a feeling of peacefulness. And this is 80% of the participant witnessing a bright light, a tunnel of light. When they see, well, they don't necessarily see a tunnel of light, but they see a tunnel with a perspective of light at the end, like this is the end of the tunnel, and they're seeing the shadows of people that they feel that they know. Okay, encountering people or spirit, but people that they feel comfortable with. It's not like something that they are fearing of experience. It depends who you are. Maybe these people are reaching the light part of the death experience. Some other people might experiencing the dark part of the death experience. It depends, but most of the time people experience something that is quite interesting, quite vivid, and some even perceive that they have changed internally because of that experience. Okay, so it shows that people are feeling a sense of detachment from the physical body, and that is ending when they're returning to their own body, right? So what you see in 20% of the people, what they're saying, OB, out of body experiences, experiencing a tunnel, seeing bright lights, a feeling of peace. And again, it's coming back to the main topic of the conversation here, right? Because if you think about it, there's always the perspective of something beyond who we are physically. You know, the metaphysical perception, the higher dimension, the feeling that there's an higher level of design, a higher level of intelligence, something that goes beyond us, way beyond us. If we see the scale of space today, it's almost in the mind in the mind perception, in the human mind perception, it's almost limitless. When we estimate that there are galaxies traveling at the speed of light, doesn't make any bloody sense. And the view of the Big Bang and the solar systems, the galaxies, and then the cluster, the supercluster, and then supercluster represent, there are billions of supercluster in the universe. It's mind-boggling. Okay, people even talk about, multiple dimensions and so forth. So if you approach this in a different approach, you can see the making of the universe, the Big Bang, the condensed soup of capabilities. There's this vision of the how can we make life out of this, out of an energy expansion with a certain level of speed, veracity, and scale. At the same time, the level of scale is mind-boggling. So if you think about it now, you have the DNA and the DNA perception. How do you create a template for life? How do you make, at the same time, you create similarity, but also uniqueness in the same approach? And naturally, if you think more in more details about what makes us human, it's not necessarily something physical. Who we are internally. Notion of the soul. So now, once again, I'm the people who know me, where I belong. I won't tell that within that video, but they fundamentally know where I belong. Am I Jew? Am I Jewish? Am I Christian? Am I Muslim? I don't have to tell it right here. But people who know me, they know where I stand. But now, it's not a question of religions. Religion, it's only the conduit to reach the higher level of intelligence, God, who we call God. And the goal of that video today was to tell you about the proof that are demonstrating the presence of the existence of a God. Now, God is not necessarily, you will see my image that we will use for the video. It's not necessarily something that is defining a guy on the throne with a long beard that will be organizing everything. To me, it's much more like an entity, an energetic entity that is regulating the entire world, the entire universe, defining, the template of life, the template of the harmony within the universe. And there's no way to describe, what it is, because no one ever seen God, ever seen that entity that is regulating everything that we see around us. But everything has an harmony, and harmony can't exist in random set of events. If we, as I said, I took the analogy previously about you are going into the kitchen and you want to make a cake. You want to make a souffle, or you want to make a yogurt cake. If you put the wrong ingredient, if you don't use the right ingredient in order to do a yogurt cake, if you use mayonnaise instead of a yogurt, then in that case, you won't get what you were expecting. And even the taste will not be there. So what you were expecting from your mama will make the best cake ever. As you know, I lost my mom, but I do remember when it was like, it was amazing. So now what you experienced from that cake, and now you're trying to make it yourself. If you don't use the right ingredients, the right methodology to do them, then in that case, you don't reach harmony, you don't reach balance. That's the same. The life we live in, it's a grander design. We believe we are so different. No, we're not different. I will do a shout out to my stepbrother Hassan. So he has influenced me on different kind of subject that I could treat. But basically, racism is one of them. Racism is a subject that I want to tackle in this in this channel, Cross Connect. And as well, I would like to address a question that is quite interesting: objectivity versus subjectivity. Naturally, during that video about God existence, the 5 points proving God existence, it's yes, it's subjective. I have a subjective view about this because I'm a believer. Of course, I'm a believer. You can feel that what I want to prove is naturally I'm a believer. Nonetheless, I hope that you enjoy the content. If you dislike it, it doesn't matter to me. If you like it, it does matter to me, because it's all about the conversation we can have. Even though you dislike the content and you would like to make a comment about it, you would like to get in contact with me as well, I will be happy to do so. But don't avoid any insults, because I won't respond. And to be honest, you won't, bruise my ego. I don't care. But if you have a constructive, element of discussion, and you would like to strike a comment or to strike some possible content that you want to see, if you want me to tackle some subjects, I will be really happy to do so. So once again, you are with Cross Connect. Please subscribe, do a like, and I will be very happy to see you once again in the next content that I will be posting. Okay. Take care of yourself and think about what I've put in that video about God existence. It's true. It's real.